there, everyone, my pink squad, my pink ladies, the sisterhood, my friends. God bless of you. God bless of you. God bless you. How is everyone doing? I love you to pieces. It's your girl, Pinky, and it's time for some breaking news, story time, something really serious about your girl, Pinky, that a lot of you did not know. So go ahead and grab you some tea. Go ahead and grab you some hot cocoa. Get you some wine, water, beverage. Get you some chips, whatever it may be, because we're about to have that conversation. This conversation stimulates from. I've had this conversation before. I usually try to do it, or I don't try to do it, because it kind of reminds me of a lot of things. I reflect back on some things, and I try not to go there. But then I feel like I owe a lot of you an explanation. And reason being is because, like, I get Gmails, I get direct messages on my Instagram, I get things sent to my Yahoo account, things sent to, different emails, people that socialize with me verbally on the phone, that text me, that know me, that's here on YT. Some of you already know why I am the way I am, and a lot of you don't, because you're new to the sisterhood. So I felt like, a lot of you are always honest with me about your depressions, about, your finances, relationships, or, death in the family and things like that. And when things happen to me, I tend to share them because it's only right. And, a lot of you confide and trust me. And I can say, for the most part, I trust and confide in a lot of you. And, I think maybe I've been betrayed on YouTube maybe once or twice. And, once you get bit in the ass once or twice, you tend to kind of fall back and, take it easy and be a little skeptical of things. But at the same time, I've always been taught that you don't let that one person spoil it for everyone else. There's always going to be that one bad apple in the bunch. And so that's just the one you got to, watch out for. You start to see them bruise in different little areas, and that's when you're like, you know what, I need to stay away from Shady Grady, from Bitchy Itchy, from that self-inflicting wounded person there. And, you move on and you progress. So, however, just to make things short and sweet for you, a lot of people are asking me, and I honestly don't understand it, but I always start off with the, why does my joy offend you? I think it's stupid that I have to ask that question, but then at the same time, my family and friends say, you know what, you never know what someone else is going through. And I know that as well. A lot of people deal with negativity. I see a lot of things going on in the world. There's so much worldly negativity, so much hatred, so much violence, so many deaths. People are just dying left and right. And, you think you're in perfect health condition. You think you have close friends that are even loved ones that you are calling best friend, that are actually family. You have the same blood running through your veins, and they've betrayed you, or you've lost a mother, father, that situation. I get all of that. And honestly, when a lot of you say, are you really happy 24 hours a day? Do you ever get sad? Do you ever cry? Yes, I do. I have boo-hoo some days for 3-4 days back to back. I have been sad. I wasn't even on YT for a while. A couple of years ago, I canceled my original channel and I started over. A lot of you don't know, this is my start over and my new growth from a channel that I got rid of when I was going through some things. But this is my testimony. I've never been perfect, and I'm still not perfect. I'm far from it. Anybody that says that they're perfect, they're living a perfect life, run fast as hell away from them, because no one is perfect. You want to do things the righteous way or be righteous, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But nobody, as Janet say, is perfect Patty. Yeah, Janet Jackson said that in that Tyler Perry movie. But just to let you know where place I'm coming from and why I'm in the place and the spirit that I'm in, maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, I was not this person. I was happy, but I was always surrounded by negativity. I was that one, as as soon as you said something to a friend, I jump in the front of that friend. Don't let her fight her battles. I'm like, what the F you say? What you want to do? What's the problem? The hand. And then I'm not doing a lot of talking. By the time I get ready to do this, I've been, through a jab or two and knock you flat the hell out and be like, okay, whatever, and laugh about it and talk about it and, be like, ha ha, whatever. And then I was just that party life, and just partying, hanging out, and spending money unwisely, not saving, that sort of thing. But I think, and then I was, like I always been a firm believer in prayer and going to church. But here's the thing: you can go to church, but really, are you going to church paying attention? Are you really biblically following that word? Are you doing everything that you're supposed to be doing as a Christian, as a Jew, as a priest, as a pastor, as a, whatever faith, Buddhism, whatever faith it is that you follow, Muslim, whatever? Are you really just being traditionally that person? No, I have not been that person. Even now, I go to church and I'm a firm believer in prayer, and I try to live by the Bible, the biblical way, but I fall short. I'm not perfect. I say curse words. I'm still, trying to save and do better with saving. There's certain things where they say, oh, you're not supposed to have sex before you marry. A lot of us had sex before we were married, and that's why I don't do the judging thing. I don't have time to be looking down on nobody unless I'm help lifting them up. I've had my daughter, and I wasn't married. I was out there saying, you know what, that felt good. Yeah, that's my boo. I loved him, and blah, 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 blah. And then we broke up, and then I hated him, and that sort of thing. And then it came upon a time where, y'all, and it irritates me to tell people this, and then they thumbs down the video, or they have something negative to say, because then it puts me in my feelings, because I'm opening up, being real genuine about something that really drastically made me change. And it's the situation involving my father. My father had Lou Gehrig's disease. Once again, it's called Lou Gehrig's disease. We didn't know that my father had this. It just came back all of a sudden. He started complaining about his back. And then he fell. He lost all his senses. Dealing with Lou Gehrig disease, basically, it just deteriorates the body. You lose all your senses except for your vision. You can still, in your memory, you still, know everyone around you, and you're still able to see. But eventually, you're short of breath. You're on a machine. Your heart is, liver, everything is just going to start to give out. So you can look that up as well. Once again, it's called Lou Gehrig's disease. I didn't know anything about it. It's with the ASL, when everybody was doing that challenge. It's in that field as well, the Ice Bucket Challenge. You can look that up. Everybody just goes through different variations, or, forms of illnesses, or dealing with certain things, and my father dealt with it differently. My father was my best friend. My mom is my best friend. My daughter is my best friend, but in that parental way. I laugh and play with my daughter, and my brothers, family, everybody, my family, we are really close. So when my father got sick, it was just so much of a burden. To see and watch somebody die. A lot of us have experienced this. Those of you that may be watching, I understand. God bless you. And trust me, I know your heart. I know things can be heavy. You're going to have that moment where I miss my mother. I miss my father. I miss that close aunt, grandmother. Your parents may not have raised you. It could have been someone else. But trust me, I understand. Like I say, me and my father, very close. When I say close, it's like all of us are joined at the hip. So to sit and watch somebody just die and can barely talk to you, and then the last things they say to you as a parent, somebody that helped birth you and raise you into this world, and you have that bond. It's a unbreakable bond. It's hard for me to talk about it now without getting emotional, but I'm not going to get emotional, because I really want you ladies to understand where I'm coming from and why I am the way I am. So I'm not putting on the front a facade, or trying to be this perfect person, or act like I don't get sad or angry and want to fight and curse people out, because that's not true. That's not me. But the reason why I am the way I am now, and I don't let no one take me there, that's because I'm giving somebody my joy. I'm letting people take away my happiness, and take things away from my livelihood. I refuse to let someone take that away from me, especially when they didn't give it to me. And I learned that from my father over 5 years now. My father told all his kids and family, as he watched people come in and out, as he was, just deteriorating and dying, he said that what we need to realize is life is what did he say? He was like, life is hard, but death is easy. And to think of that, it's like, what? We were like, what? Thinking the meds or something. And he was like, no, seriously. Life is hard, but death is easy. Short explanation is, life is hard. You're going to deal with some rude ass people, some mean, hateful people. You're going to deal where you may get fired from a job. That's just life. You're going to go through some things. You're going to argue with your spouse, boyfriend, your kids. And that's just a part of life. But death to sit there and just know that you're dying and you don't know exactly when you're going to die, that's the hardest thing in the world. Life is hard, but death is easy. Death, you just never know. You didn't know when you was going to close your eyes to wake up to see that person that next day or next second to say, you know what, my child, my son, my wife, my mother, my uncle, whoever it is, I love you. I have another chance to say that to you. And we all just bawled out and started crying because it's true. So he said, as I watch you guys go in and out, people take things for granted. He was like, I on a daily, I should have been telling you more that I loved you. Call, checking on you. I hate the regrets of not if, ands, or buts. I should have been doing more with you. It doesn't have to be shopping. We could have just been sitting in the house watching TV or just on the phone talking. The more to spend with my grandkids, did more with them, let them know how much I love them more, acknowledge them. And as we listened to him say these things, he was like, people take the small things for granted. He was like, now look at me, I can't even get up to go use the restroom. I have to have a bag so I can use the restroom. I can't use my hands to feel and to touch you and to tell you how much I love you, to hug you, to feed myself. He was like, that's hard. He was like, those were the easy things, that we would take for granted. And he was like, I was saying life was so hard and I felt like I was being dealt the wrong cards, but look at this. Death is so easy. It's just taking me away gradually, and I don't know when I'll be blessed to finally say my goodbyes to my kids. And y'all, that at that moment and before my father passed, he was like, promise me before I close my eyes and I leave here that you will live life to the fullest. You will let nobody steal your joy because they didn't give it. Meaning God is the only person that you really have to answer to that can judge you and that has that final say so and determination on how your life is going to go, how you are going to be presented, how long you are going to live here and be on this earth to enjoy your loved ones. So it may be a struggle, and I get that. He was like, so don't you fall short of letting anyone steal your joy, anyone telling you you are less than them or they are better or greater than you, because you are going to reach beyond the stars. You know how people tell you, oh, just reach for the stars. No, it's fine. The stars is not the limit. You can be greater than that. You just got to set your goals and have the ambition. And y'all, having that small talk with my dad and all of that he was saying while on a machine and he was taking small breaths trying to get that out, that conversation took at least about 2 hours to say that because he was dying. So that's me. Having that talk with my father, recently, last year, my mom lost sisters and brothers back to back, months within each other. 2 sisters, days right behind each other, back to back. And my cousin just died at the beginning of the year from pneumonia because of the cold weather. Everyone is in these different places dealing with different weathers, atmosphere, germs, heart disease, heart failure. So that's me in a nutshell. What I'm giving you, the love, the kisses, the smiles, the hugs, and telling you God bless you, I mean that. So God bless you. Please understand me. So don't let my joy offend you. Don't let your joy offend anyone else. You do you. Live your life to the fullest. Continue to be a blessing to others. If people want to be negative and they don't understand the joy and love that you are trying to embrace and share, then you move on and you still continue to pray for that person. A lot of people don't want you to pray for them. They tell me that, but I still pray for them. They just don't hear me saying, oh, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray. I want everyone to be great, fabulous, and just know that I love you. That's the story about your girl Pinkee in a nutshell. I can't break it down any more than that. That's for all my new subscribers, my old subscribers. You know how I am. Thank you for your love, loyalty, and support. God bless all of you. Please understand me. Like, share, and subscribe. I know it's going to be some